Careful with this one. Careful, careful, little one.
Starting to plan the garden for this year. So I've got lots of different seeds actually. I always plant a bunch of flowers. This is kind of my garden chart. The garden is a big round kind of mandala style garden, but I do have straight rows in there as well. These will also be little garden beds divided up. Or sometimes I just do pumpkins or squash in those big areas. The perimeter of the garden is fruit trees. So I've got some of it populated with blueberries and raspberries and saskatoons, elderberry, a couple of apple trees. My compost pile's in the middle of the apple trees. This is the main area, the main gate. We've got a few hascaps, and there's still some blank spots, but just over the years I'll fill those in. I'm trying to get more perennials into my garden, but yeah, I'm just starting to populate some of the areas. Got garlic and some onions already planted. I'm gonna be planting snow peas soon. I got a whole bunch there. I may wait till June 8th to plant those. We get crazy frosts here. I don't know how sensitive they are to frost when they're really young, but I know they come up fast. This is my little seed box. It's actually an old mailbox, and this is where I keep all my seeds. So when I make my seed order in the wintertime, I'll just put them in these little categories, and then I can have kind of keep track with what I have. Swiss chard. We got lots of carrots. I always plant tons of carrots. It doesn't seem like a lot, but there's like thousands and thousands of seeds in here. We're hoping to have quite a few storage crops this year. I'm gonna try cucumbers again. I didn't have much success last year. We got lots of flowers. I love to do sunflowers especially. I just think that they're just so beautiful in the garden, and the bees love them. But I also do pollinator mix and sunflower mixes for the all the pollinators. We got herbs going. I already have some at the window over there. Bunch of herbs there, but also some tomatoes and peppers. Onions, I just planted onion seeds today. I like to do a lot of, well, I do bush beans. I love the yellow ones, so I just get a whole bunch of yellow ones. But I do a lot of dry beans because I just love them in winter dishes. So yeah, I just got a ton of different types of dry beans. I'll go into more detail about the specifics and the specific varieties I got. But yeah, they're just really, they're actually quite lovely. I mean, this is, I think, Jacob's Cattle. It's just kind of a neat looking bean. But I have one actually here. The one that has kind of the colored ones on the bottom, those we grew last year. So I'm gonna be planting some of those this year and some of the other ones that I just have in storage. I'll update you on how it's coming.
Hello, little sheep. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. Ah, so sweet. Careful with this one. Careful, careful, little one.
Good morning. Today is manure day. Last evening we went to get a pile of sheep manure at a local farm in the area, and I will be putting this into the garden today. This is our second pile of manure. The first one was cattle manure, so this is sheep manure, and we're going to be putting it into the potato patch, or the potato patch and the carrot patch today. That's the carrot patch. So I'll be planting carrots and the rest of the potatoes. And I'm also gonna add some to the tomato area. I ran out, and so we'll get some more fertility into this garden. It's gonna take a while to get through this pile. I don't have a tractor, so I'm doing this by hand. But using a couple buckets and just dumping it in the gardens. We got a good amount. It should give us some nice fertility in the garden this year. I call this garden gold. This is sheep manure. Look at that, look how dark it is. So I'll be raking this out and planting my carrots here this afternoon before the rain, because we're getting like 4 days of rain. So they'll germinate quite beautifully with nice wet conditions. So yeah, this stuff is like magic. I am collecting horsetail. Now, for those of you who don't know what horsetail is, I got a tip from a local farmer that said if you put this plant in with your potatoes, you will not get potato bugs or potato beetles. Last year, I spent days taking little potato larvae off my potatoes because they will kill your plants. So this is called horsetail, and it grows kind of on the edges of roads, and in this case, we're pretty lucky. I don't usually like to collect things on the edges of roads just because of the car pollution and, you know, winter salt and whatever they spray on the roads to keep the dust down. We happen to have a patch of it on our property by our driveway. We have it kind of growing along the driveway. So anytime there's like a gravel path or whatever, it tends to grow there and in dry, sandy spots. But we happen to have this big mound of clay for some reason here. And there's a bunch of horsetail growing here. So this is horsetail. It just comes apart. It's like a grass, but it looks like a little evergreen, and it comes apart in little pieces. I'll show you. It kind of comes apart in little sections. We used to play with this stuff as a kid. It's very windy today. But yeah, it just comes apart in like little 1 centimeter pieces. That's how you can tell it's horsetail. But it almost looks like a tiny little bamboo. But yeah, it grows like crazy here. So we're gonna grow it, and then you put it under, when you're planting your potatoes, you put it in with your potatoes. And apparently it's supposed to keep the bugs away. The potato bugs. So we're gonna try it out and see what happens. So much of it. I just try to not take the root. I don't really want this plant growing in my garden, but I just pick it off. It keeps growing, so I don't think there's any harm in taking some of this. There's just tons. It's kind of mixed in with grass, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. Yeah, these local farmers, it's a local farmer that grows organic vegetables. They know their stuff. So I trust their judgment on this. And yeah, I'm pretty excited actually about this, because that would be really helpful to not have potato bugs, because they're kind of gross. All right. Let's see how we did. That's a pretty good amount. We'll come back for more if we need it. There's lots. There's lots.